Heya! This is a bit of a unique video. Almost all of my Pokemon content is related to Gen 3 or possibly not generation specific. But this one is my single Black and White OU video, probably ever. So enjoy it while it lasts, because this is like the only thing I've ever contributed to Black and White OU. Yet inexplicably, this set has appeared recently in interesting places. So, this is all about how to sweep with Magnezone in Black and White OU. Black and White OU, OMG, I can't speak. I feel really posh sounding today in my head. Anyway, those thoughts out the way. Magnezone seems like a bit of a funny Pokemon to try and sweep with, given that Black and White has all of these insane sweepers. These Dragonites, Latios, Tyranitar, Alakazam, Reuniclus, Keldeo. But why Magnezone? Why would you want to sweep with the freaking Magnezone, man? It's not like it just traps stuff. But that's the thing. Trapping is so busted, man. I mean, they banned Arena Trap because it was still good with Diglett. Arena Trap's even banned in the generation before. But Magnet Pull, generally, people don't have as much of a problem with that. It does trap a lot fewer things. But oh my, there are still some insane things you can do with it. Now, Magnezone has two different ways of boosting its stats. It can boost its special attack, and it can boost its defense. There might be some ways to boost other things, but I think these are the only ones. But interestingly, it can boost its special attack with a stab move, and that opens up possibilities. So let me introduce you to Barrier Magnezone. I created this set like so many years ago, I'm not even sure. I remember speaking to Polop about it. If anybody is like an old school Ubers player, you'll know Polop. Otherwise, you'll have never heard of him. He independently came up with this set, and this set is nowadays listed as like an other option or a set details thing on the Smogdex analysis. So it's a little bit known about now, but due to recent events, it might have a bit wider recognition. So the basic idea is to set up a substitute on something that's going to struggle breaking it, boost your defense with Barrier, and then boost your special attack with Charge Beam. With Charge Beam and HP Ice, you have perfect neutral coverage. And if you get your defense to like +4, little and +6, which is very feasible, then things like Landorus T, Excadrill, Garchomp won't OHKO you without a critical hit with their stab Earthquakes, which is kind of remarkable. Who needs Magnet Rise when you can just eat the Earthquake, right? And Barrier can also help you get more substitutes, or longer lasting substitutes. So, what does it actually trap? Well, I hope you enjoy this beautiful graphic that I created. The main target is Ferrothorn. Obviously, it can still kind of trap Skarmory, not very well because it doesn't have Thunderbolt, but it's a trade-off you make because it traps Ferrothorn really, really well. That's your main target. That's the number one target, the one that you'll see the most by far. Most Ferrothorn can't do very much to you. Nobody runs Drill Run, nobody. You just have to dodge like Leech Seed and Thunder Wave, neither of which are the most common options as far as I'm aware. I really am not in tune with the meta, so please bear with me, but I'm pretty sure nobody uses Drill Run at least. But yeah, you kind of just got to dodge those and switch in, and you're tutti frutti. Jirachi as well, I'm listing, is not always going to be trappable. It does depend. If it's like a leftovers U-turn set, you're not trapping it. If it's a choice bound set but it locks into U-turn or Trick, you're probably still not trapping it. But if it locks into like Ice Punch, hey, you can trap that. And we'll see some games of this in action because I freaking love these games that I have. Dragonite isn't a Pokemon that it traps. I just had to mention it here in this beautiful little image because I think I screwed up with some of the picture editing. Anyway, you always see a mistake, whatever. Too late now. I mentioned Dragonite just because there is a mono Dragon Dance set with like Dragon Dance, Roost, Substitute, and then like usually Fly or Dragon Claw. I don't know how common it is. I've seen it in some games. This Magnezone is like the best answer to it you could imagine. Kind of hilariously, but it doesn't do like a whole lot beyond that, and it's not so great against Scarfs. Obviously there's trade-offs for it, but yeah, we'll see it in action. Finally, I want to just talk about like the usage of it. So originally, obviously I've not really played Black and White OU in a long time. I did play it when it was current. I was really quite a terrible player at that stage. Also, inexplicably, I had Metal Gross as a tutor in like the last 6 months through the Pokemon Online tutoring program. Fun fact that like he completely forgot at one point as well when I mentioned it to him, and that was a while ago. Anyway, Kitaro is the first decent Black and White player I managed to get my hands on, who would actually listen to me in the Pokemon Perfect League. As we can see here, that went pretty well. That was back in 2019, as you can see from the date. Here's my Black and White player, picked up by Helpona. What, like an excellent assistant manager. Helpona's the GOAT. I love Coco. Big ups, Coco. And yeah, we had a stellar season. And Enigami as well. He lost that RBY game, but he helped come up with an EV spread for this. So we were just like chatting. I told Kitana my one idea. He liked it. Enigami came up with some EVs. As you can see here, he describes what those EVs do. There is also a spread on the Smoldex that might be slightly different. Honestly, kind of says the point to me. I don't play Black and White OU. These DMs, as it is, are 3 years old. But I love Kitano. What a go. What an amazing player. But what I really want to show you now is just some of the games. So let me go to this screen. Oh, and it looks like they've updated the replays page, or maybe I'm on like a different version. I don't know, but give me 2 secs. Or not, through the magical television, I fixed it in no time for you, but some real time for me. So I'm going to put these replays in the description. We're just going to play at normal speed for now. But the first 3 games I'm going to show you are all from 2019 when Caetano was still, when he began experimenting with it, he sent me replays. In comes Ferrothorn, the excellent Latios answer, except for the fact that it lets in Magnezone. And the trouble is that when Magnezone comes in, it kind of just wins. So we're going to see. I just get giddy. These are like my favorite replays of all time. Up there with the one where like Doom Desire skill swap Jirachi somehow just does an intense 2v4 comeback with a Snorlax is walled by 2 Pokemon, which I featured in like a video not very long ago. So I'm going to speed this up because obviously when you've got a trapping Pokemon that is able to just sit on another Pokemon and boost up, it's going to take a while, but the end result is going to be very worth it for the trapper and very difficult to deal with for the Pokemon, the player who just let their Pokemon get trapped. But how are they to know that like Magnezone can just do this? So, in all honesty, Caetano was saying that like because he's brought this set, people were less likely to bring Pharaoh against him. But on the other hand, since Pharaoh is such a great Pokemon, that's hardly something to be unhappy about. I don't know if this could also help some teams like deal with the matchup issue. I'm honestly going off of just shit I've heard from BKC because I am not a PW expert. I tend to agree with his Black and White takes, I have to say. But on the other hand, I'm not an expert. So I do think that he does say there's kind of like a matchup thing between sand teams, rain teams, and weatherless offense. And, this is good against Rain that runs Ferrothorn, which as far as I understand it from his team builder video is most Rain. So if you can fit this on a Sand team that is good against Weatherless offense, and I assume this Magnezone is pretty good against Cloyster, then you should kind of just be able to, ignore matchups. But like, yeah, I don't know. Anyway, look, here's a +6/+6 defense special attack Magnezone behind a substitute. It does kind of just win completely. I mean, look at this as an extra drill. It just drops. He's got 3 Pokemon left. There's a Specs Latios Surf. It just drops. Cool, look, Bush Trish is left with 2 Pokemon. He does eventually KO the Magnezone, but look at that. He just lost 4 Pokemon. Because this Pokemon could just set up on Ferrothorn for free. And that's the game. That's like literally just... It's over. It's over. Look at that. This is a really stupid set. I really love that trapping is in the game. Trapping is just like broken in 6v6 singles to me. But obviously, it varies depending on the abuser and the tier and everything. But like fundamentally, you should always be looking for stupid crap like this that you can pull with it. In ADVOU, Magnetron and Dugtree don't really have the tools to do anything like this. But nonetheless, in Black and White, you certainly do. I don't care if this Pokemon only traps like 2 to 3 relevant Pokemon. Look at this game. Do you see a Pokemon that could be trapped? There's like a Magnezone. You're not trapping Magnezone with Magnezone. Not with this Magnezone set. Maybe the Jirachi? I'm not sure about that. I'll let the game play out like normally. I can't really give expert analysis because I don't know what the hell goes on in this tier, but I can show you that like Magneton will just like win games non-stop, and that's what this is all about. Obviously, it won't like guarantee a win, as we'll sadly see later. But yeah, those of you who are like in any way not under a rock and not living under a rock and paying attention to this Pokemon tournament scene, you might know where this is going. But for those who don't, I won't spoil it. But yeah, this game, this is pre-sleep ban, because this is 2019. The date says Sunday, the 4th of August, 2019. So, pre-sleep ban, you got Sleep Talk Latios is just, what a beautiful thing. Slowly but surely in like 2027 or maybe like 2030, I don't know, we might have a balanced Black and White OU metagame, but not holding my breath until then. Maybe they should just start with Ubers and, then like all the good Drizzle Swimmers and all of the good Chloro abusers and like some of the really good pivots like Lando and really strong Pokemon like Latios, they would just be in the new OU with Kyogre. And then in UU, maybe we could have Drizzle Swim with like weaker Drizzle Swimmers. Like I don't know, like Quillfish. I mean, Quillfish is not even like that bad, but if it's like Quillfish Politoed is like the worst Rain can do, then maybe it'd be a bit more balanced. But it's way too far out for that kind of thing. Anyway, this is like the one moment where you get to hear me talking about Black and White Tyrion because I don't know what else to talk about. But we've got this Jirachi. We all hate Jirachi. It's well, apparently a lot of people hate Jirachi. Icy Wind, Thunder, Substitute, Ironhead. Maybe the Magnezone could trap this. We'll see. I'm gonna speed it up a bit. Just a little bit. I hope you're enjoying it. I've also got LRXC on in the background. I've been obviously like rooting for him in Battle Factory. Oh, there goes the Jirachi. Yeah, I've been rooting for him in Battle Factory. It's been fun watching and commenting and chatting with him about it. Isn't it insane? Right now he's on a streak of 147. God knows where it'll end. I'd love to have a go at it, but as you can see, I struggle to find the time for one video a week. So it's going to have to wait until I've got a bit less on, Alright, but this is, the Jirachi is down, so we've kind of run out of Pokemon to trap, so it's like, why am I even showing you this replay? It's like, how was Magnezone going to put in any work? But, are you noticing this Dragonite set? Look at that, it's a Roost Dragon Dance substitute. I wonder what that could be. Oh. Huh. Look at this. Have you ever seen this before? Magnezone just uses Dragonite as setup fodder. Most Magnezone don't even have anything to set up. Most Magnezone don't have anything to set up, but this one does. And it's just like, I don't care about this Dragonite. Like, who cares about Dragonite? I'll get through Dragonite. Watch me. And that HPI is doing 41 through multi-scale, so forcing roost and getting a special attack boost, and suddenly those HP ices are going to sting. Oh no, +2. And it's like, suddenly it's just like, oh shit. What has just happened? This Magnezone just set up on Dragonite. It's just, Dragonite's setup folder for Magnezone. I just thought you should know that. Obviously not all Dragonite sets, but this one, which is, I'm told, like a pretty nasty set. It's just, oh, there we go. It's a +3. So, Razor going for the reverse trap. I am, as a Smogon band user, obviously I'm not allowed to post on Smogon, but sometimes I do it anyway. I haven't in forever. But when Razor and Kaitano, look at that. Wait, let's go back at that. We'll look at that again a second. Look at this, HP Fire from Magnezone has survived. This Magnezone's at 55%. There's no way it survives an Earthquake from Lando. Oh yes it does, 43% from a Landorus Therian Earthquake with Magnezone. Let's go. Look at that, you absolute beauty. Just gone. But yeah, I was very naughty. I posted on Smogon on an alt called In the Zone when these two were matched up in the Smogon Premier League Finals to play Black and White. And yeah, to root for Caetano. Obviously, that game didn't happen. That game I showed you wasn't their SBL Finals game, and sadly, I think Caetano lost, and he didn't bring the awesome Magnezone. But this one, we're gonna see another trapping target. Well, you know, it's either that or it's heading up on the Dragonite. But look, here's the Jirachi. It's just like revenge killing this Garchomp, and Ice Punch is just free setup fodder. Look at this. This Jirachi was like, it couldn't. If it locks into U-turn, it doesn't get trapped. But what if you need to revenge kill a Garchomp or a Latias or a Latios or something? It's just free setup fodder. Actually, you can hit Latios with U-turn, but you know, with Garchomp here it works, right? It just gets set up on. And yeah, just like the compression, like the substitute, like forcing the opponent to do a move just to break the sub as well when it's like so highly boosted. It's just disgusting. And here we go. We substitute up a bit, but look as well at Archer's team as well. Everything else besides this Jirachi is weak to electric or ice. So this is going to get very ugly very quickly. It doesn't even need to boost that much really here. Yeah, look at that. We're a +2. That's already like plenty. And yeah, I think he goes for one more substitute. He just wants to get one more sub or not, or he just charge beams there. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Sometimes these things just don't matter. But there we go. And that Garchomp misses a Fire Blast, so maybe it's not even an Earthquake Garchomp. And this game is very over. But all of these opponents are courteous enough to let Magnezone do its job. Look at that. That Fire Punch didn't break the substitute from Dragonite. That's ridiculous. I don't know if Archer's that good of a player, but obviously Bush, Tush, and Razor are pretty well regarded. I know Razor has played in SPL. I know Bush Tush is a well regarded player. I don't know much about him. But there we go. This penultimate replay is from a tournament game. This is from October 2020. I think it's for PPL. I can't remember. But anyway, have you ever seen a player like Fakes go down in 2 turns, then this won't be new to you. But if you're literally anybody else, here's what happens. You just, in comes Magnezone and spikes go up and Fakes goes down. How else could I put it? Just, you know, Ferrothorn gets 3 layers of spikes, and it gets 100% ruined. Let's watch this. That burn chipping away. He's getting some charge beam boosts. You know, it's time to start like boosting that barrier up a bit. You know, +4, you're taking Garchomp's Earthquakes like nothing. It's just It's just like, oh shit. What are we even meant to do about this? The substitute's not even breaking. Now, obviously here, the Ferrothorn got Scald Burned. Which, as we can see, definitely has its downsides. Doesn't let Magnezone fully set up to +6, so you might rather try and avoid the Scald Burn, as we will see later in this replay. In this set of replays with the last one I'm going to show you. But even so, here the Magnezone goes 3 for 1. That's pretty good. Maybe even 4 for 1. Yeah, he's going for Hurricane, and it just gets ended. Fakes just lost his entire team to the Magnezone that switched in on turn 2, pretty much. Yeah, it's pretty rough. That's pretty rough. In comes the Tentacruel. It just like spins away for free. There goes the Rocker's dead. The Spiker's dead. The game is over. Just look at this. It's just over. That was all Magnezone. That was just a Magnezone sweep. Yeah, sometimes it's about like, oh, you could sweep with Lunatone OU with this, but these games, I'm just showing you it in action. Now, this game, if you want a more thorough analysis, I recommend checking out BKC's channel, because this was from the Smogon Classic Finals. Now, I have to say, this is the one game where Magnezone sadly doesn't fully sweep. There's a knockoff on this Ferrothorn, which is maybe not ideal. But yeah, I'm going to put this one on like very fast because you can see it on BKC's channel, and sadly, this is one where Magnezone doesn't reach its full potential. But Ferrothorn spikes up. Substitute as Ferrothorn Thunder Waves. Let's slow it down a bit while this is setting up. But you see here we get like +2, +1. Yeah, I have to say I have no idea whether Conflict got this from Caetano, whether he got it from the Smog decks, whether he got it from someone else. I did have to go to the Classics thread to find this replay, and he did make it sound like Fakes was pretty much the only person to help him in any generation, and that wasn't Black and White. So taking it on his word, maybe he's seen the set around, or maybe he saw it on the Smog decks, or maybe he thought it up independently. I don't know. I've not had the chance to ask him. I'm not in any mutual discords, and it is what it is. But, it's interesting. Maybe it's just a case of great minds think alike, but I'm definitely claiming this Pokemon as an idea that I had way earlier than anyone else. But yeah, sadly this game's over quite quickly, and we saw Magnezone took out a couple Pokemon, but that's all. So yeah, I'm gonna have to end this video very soon anyway because my battery saver's just come on because of reasons. But this game's almost over. Yeah, sadly this game Magnezone didn't pull off a full sweep. It only took out 2 Pokemon. I mean, I'd say going 2 for 1 is pretty good, but evidently it wasn't enough here. And it comes down to Latios being broken dynamics, and it's like, oh, Latios and Pursuit, and that's like the entirety of the Black and White metagame. I don't know why nobody plays it. Anyway, yeah, head to BKC's video. I'll link it in the description to watch this one in full. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know if you have any success with this Magneton set. But I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. I'll let this finish playing. Okay, here we go, a victory for Malekith, but Conflict won the classic, and he did use a Magnezone set that I thought up years prior. I don't know if I can like claim much credit on this one, but hey, here we go, here we are. It won't be the first Smogon Classic Finals that I've influenced anyway. And all that for a smoke on band user. I think I'm doing all right. Anyway, see you around. Bye-bye.